Good afternoon. In this episode, I want to talk about a surprising development you're hearing from Maine, where the Democratic Party is looking to replace a very recent Oysterman with a fresh, very different face, a lumberjack. The story centers on Troy Jackson, who has been the president of Maine's state Senate and is now the likely replacement for Graham Plattner as the Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate. Both men share a partisan signature platform that includes Medicare for all, a call to abolish ICE, and a refusal to provide military aid to Israel. In a nutshell, Troy Jackson is a seasoned elected official. He has served in both houses of the state legislature, and he's a populist who has long enjoyed the support of labor unions. He isn't an outsider or insurgent, he's an insider. He's just a bit less magnetic than Plattner, but, in his own right, he's a kind of everyman the party has been looking for. He's from the Maine interior, not the coastal tourist circuits. He was a logger, a blue-collar profession that represents a traditional Maine natural resource industry, rather than grown from oysters which only recently began to be cultivated farther south. Jackson's background is different from Plattner's. Plattner grew up in a prep school environment, is the son of a Moulin legal background. Jackson hails from an rags-to-riches background. In practice, this has enabled him to win votes among working-class Mainers who have historically been Democratic when they are on the tune. But in recent cycles, a broader coalition, from Donald Trump's fanbase to former Governor Paul LePage, has vied with him. Does that local appeal translate into a broader audience? There's doubt. Jackson does not have the same level of in-room or on-camera charisma that has propelled Plattner to the political spotlight. He's a less visible listrick. He is still a very strategic local communicator but less comfortable on a city stage. Additionally, the seniority that Jackson has earned comes from a very specific statewide environment. His hometown of Allagash lies in a remote, small community that's gasoline longer to Portland because of its distance. Allagash is also quite important in terms of its culture. Its population is mostly Catholic, and there is a French-Canadian minority that strongly influences the local identity. The region might even lean toward Canada more often than the broader state. Jackson speaks with a distinct Acadian accent and has his own ways of connecting with people. Historically, he used to be anti-abortion and skeptical of same-sex marriage, alliances that made sense in a more conservative district. As his political career advanced, he gradually evolved to line up with the political mainstream, the more conventional progressive stance on social issues. In 2024, when he was term-limited out of the state Senate, this evolution was on full display. Maine Democrats are therefore choosing to take the risk, to bring in someone who might represent the state's working-class interests more strongly than nor older update carry forward. They want someone with experience in a broad range of legislative responsibilities. When it comes to the Senate, the challenge. In the next election, that soccer jersey, will it resonate with voters nationally? Time will tell, but, as Tucker said, this is a step toward a democracy that can rely on a mixture of the familiar and the fresh. While Warren the measure may be switched on locally, the question remains whether it will produce the same impact on the national stage. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe for further episodes, and join me next week as we discuss how local politics shapes general strategies across the country.